Would you like to live your best life possible, regardless of your imperfections? Discover cutting-edge tools and inspiration to let go of your limitations and expand your life beyond what you've ever imagined. On Imperfect Brilliance, we help you tap into your unique gifts and talents, uncovering and letting your brilliance shine. Join Certified Facilitator and Coach Betsy McLoughlin as she delves into different areas of your life to get unstuck and create the life that is truly possible for you. Betsy has changed her life by utilizing the tools and techniques she is sharing with you. What if your willingness to acknowledge your brilliance is the catalyst to creating a new reality? When you stop judging you, what else can you create in your life and in the world? Join Betsy live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern to create magical and joyous possibilities for an hour of laughs, questions, tips, and more. We are excited to contribute and play with you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Imperfect Brilliance. I am Betsy McLoughlin, and I am here today with my guest, Martha Castro. Welcome, Martha.
Thank you, Betsy. Thank you so much for this invitation. I'm so happy to be here with you and all the audience that is hearing us today.
Yay! So let me tell you guys a little bit about Martha. First of all, she's just a wonderful person. If you guys know her, and if you don't, you should, because she's marvelous and wonderful and yummy.
So, thank you, Betsy. You love me, that's for sure. Thank you.
And she is, and here is a little bit of more information about her. This is cute how you wrote this. You said she's Mexican by birth and by heart, but she considers herself a citizen of the world, and I love that. She has lived in many, many places and loves feeling borderless and not limited by a single way of life. Martha has been a communication specialist specializing in promotion and marketing of the music industry for more than 20 years, including live shows and concerts. I think that is so cool. And from a very early age, she dedicated herself to personal growth and alternative therapies. And Martha is a certified facilitator with Access Consciousness. She's also a Being You certified facilitator. And another one of the many, many things that she does is she's also a translator. And she translates for many advanced classes for Access Consciousness. And she gets to travel the world between facilitating and translating. She gets to experience all the beauty of the world. And one of the things that she loves to do is seeing the miracles that so many people are choosing in their lives. I totally agree and love that so much. And Martha, her website is www.marthacastroaccess.com. And so it's MarthaCas as in Sam, TROACCESS.com. So that is how you can find her website. And is there anything you'd like to add to that little bio on you?
Just hearing about this story, it just makes me vibrate so much. Not only because I'm hearing you and I can perceive all the audience, beautiful audience that is hearing us, but also, see the journey of life, how life can change so much, coming from this live entertainment music, a girl super curious with life, changing all the time, willing to live in all the world, and now doing what we do that we adore, facilitating in the world. So I'm so excited just to hear you. Thank you for this beautiful way to put it, my dear Betsy.
That is so cool. And so the topic for today's show is ease with change. And, so I was looking at, what is that? What how much ease could you have with everything that is going on in your life, and then Martha has lived in different countries. She speaks different languages. So how do you have ease packing up a house and literally, I was thinking about this the other day. I moved my household, not even 30 minutes away. And that was just a bit, that's a big job in itself, let alone packing up and moving to another country. So I'd be really curious as to hear, your tips and stories on how you navigate all that. And then, let's say you've got relationship issues. How do you navigate that? How do you have ease through all of it? How do you have ease with all of the unrest and upset and uncertainty that's going on in the world right now? And so every single day we're changing. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So Martha, launch us onto this conversation with having ease with change. And where would you like to start this conversation?
Wow, just hearing you again, it just pops so many things. And thank you for this, because yes, first of all, I would like to acknowledge to the people that are hearing us. Maybe we know we play with tools that help us go through change now with Access. But a lot of changes came before I even had the tools.
Sure.
So just sharing with the people that are hearing us, there is a lot of changes in our lives, and acknowledge that, because yes, since I was very little, I was part of a family, a big, big family. I'm a Latina Mexican. So families were so huge, and a lot of changes, a lot of situations. Latinos love drama. So we also had amazing situations, but also very tough times. But, I can tell you now that I had a superpower since I was little with change. I knew that change always gives possibilities. And I was always excited about changes because I knew that doors were open and open and open. So just letting people know that, hey, what do you know about change? And what do you know about ease that you haven't acknowledged? And yes, it's true. I stay in Mexico with huge situations and going on and work and all that. But then, yes, I moved to 5 countries. And what makes easy the change? Well, when you embrace the change, when you don't resist and react to it, when you, kind of accept that you created somehow. I wanted to live out of Mexico since I was very little. I always asked the universe, hey, what it would take to live in Europe, what it would take to live in different countries. I wanted that. So now when life brought me to that situation, I was like, wow, what did I ask? What energy I was since I was very young to really start creating a life that at the end show up the way I was asking. I mean, not even in the way, but I mean, in some way very different, but maybe in the energy of willing to change with ease and with the possibilities that every single change came. So yes, one thing I can say is I like change, and I really saw that can create a very different life. So yes, but first of all, it's like I when I see my life now, and now that you were talking about it, it's like living so many lives in the same life. So acknowledge that it can happen. It can happen that you have different lives in your same life, and just willing to embrace it and not resist and react to it. So that's one of the things, and just get the energy of curiosity and enthusiastic and joyful with every single change you do, and really have your back, be there for you, be there to, you're not alone, you're here, and we can do this. And I think that's one of the things that really helped me a lot with all the changes when I left Mexico, and then I moved to Brussels first, and then I moved to Atlanta, and then I moved to Costa Rica, and then I moved to Rio de Janeiro. But it is true. Yes, it was so much fun. But it's true. Changes. Yes.
Yeah, and I want to. You've actually already talked about a whole bunch of different things, and so you said, like, would you expand a little bit more when you said, like, knowing that you have your own back? So what does that mean, and what does that look like?
Yes. Well, first of all, I will say that when you say, hey, you are here, you know that you create this somehow, that you can change the energy that you are, how you present yourself in the world, how you really vibrate with that energy that you are, that is attracting in every single change the new creation. So it's like really realizing that you can make the difference. You can always resist and, feel sad because you left your family, because you left your job, because you left your life, and do the hard work, which is, I mean, I used to do that too. I have to say it. I used to also, be sad because I miss my people and this and that. But then at some point you say, hey, you can make a difference. You can change it. What energy, space, consciousness, and choice you can do to change this with total ease. And then get into what works for you, what really is your own energy. And at that time, I didn't have the beautiful tools of Access Consciousness, but I did have my back. I did know that I can connect with people, that I can use my eyes, my smile, okay, say hi, this is me. So what can I do? And I really acknowledge what gift you are that other people are willing to receive. And sometimes it's just the Latino energy that at least going through the world, say, hi, I'm here. What can I do for you? Let's play. Let's have fun. That open doors. And at some point you start saying, hey, I'm starting being a gift to others and also willing to receive from others. So first of all, acknowledge yourself. You're not alone. You always have the possibility of seeing things in a different way. You can always change the energy that you are, and especially know that every single change is gonna pass, because another change is gonna come. Another change is gonna come. So don't take it so personal, the changes, and don't think that this is the only thing that can happen. You always know that things are going to change again. So what it will take to enjoy the moment, what it will take, hey, I'm in Brussels, it's very cold, it's very windy, it's very dark. But yes, it has the culture and the food and the beauty of Europe that I didn't have before. So if you focus in also the beauty of what is around you and how this interacts with yourself, what you like, what is special for you, what makes this simultaneous joy with the place that you are or in the situation that you are, even if it's a hard situation, right? So trust yourself. That. Yes, trust yourself and trust that you can always have the possibility of changing anything that is going on, even the moments more sad that also were there. I cannot tell you how many hard moments I had in this path. But yes, you can just keep there and stay there, or you can always choose something different.
So if you when you're in a hard spot and you would like to choose something different and like maybe get out of that hard spot, in that, where can you go? What can you look for? What could you do that could change what you might be experiencing?
Yes, thank you for that question, because it's a very personal question that I will answer with and without the tools of Access. At that time,
yes, please.
In this period of time, when I was, out of the country, yes, excited to live a new life, but also being away from my family. And two of my sisters got cancer. And I adore them deeply. And being away from them, it was something that it was devastating for me, not being there and support them in the way I wanted to do it. But, you know, the thing that I that worked for me that I would love to share, even without the tools of access, was what can you do even beyond the situation that you are? What else can you really choose different? And at that time, that's how I started really working so much in alternative alternative medicine, and I started doing Reiki and doing resonance repairing and doing kinesiology and doing so many things in distance so I can support my sisters in some way, and also be willing to go beyond my comfort zone and really acknowledge, and this is something that even there, without the tools of access, you can truly reach any person in the world without being with them. You can truly be present. You can truly do whatever is required that make you feel and, you know, go beyond your comfort zone and try to do as much as you can. So answer to your question is, okay, acknowledge, you know, this is something going on. It's a dark spot. It's a moment of pain. It's a moment of, you know, distance. Whatever situation you are, acknowledge, but immediately go into what can you do? What can you be to really create or overcreate or do even beyond something that you're not there present, going to the hospital or taking them to the doctor? You know, what can you do? And when you ask yourself that question, it can present possibilities that you cannot even imagine. And I support them going and in the process of dying in ways that I never thought I could. I mean, I could even feel them. I could like walk them energetically in ways that I never thought I could. And just that, acknowledge that you can be some special gift, even in the most dark moments for yourself, but also for others. So just don't, drama is very easy. I mean, in this reality, it's very easy to get you like, but really just say, hey, what can I do? What can I be different in this? What can I contribute? What is that action or that possibility that you can do that can make you feel like you did the best that you could do, and just know that can be a possibility of change, not only for you, but also for the people that are you maybe away or they're around you. They can change if you also choose it.
I love that so much. Thank you. And what a great time to take our first break. You guys are listening to Imperfect, Brilliance with Martha Castro as our special guest today. Stay tuned for more.
Free your mind with OMTimes Radio, IOM-FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
Are you looking to change anything in your life? To have an even greater appreciation of everything around you? Would you enjoy having a life of more joy and greater abundance and explore what is possible for you? My name is Betsy McLoughlin, and I invite you to explore simple and pragmatic tools that I share on my radio show, Imperfect, Brilliance. I know firsthand that you can change anything. We explore tools and questions with amazing guests, offering all kinds of conversations on living your best life. I invite you to listen in Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern to Imperfect Brilliance. Consider a coaching call with me and let's explore what you would like your life to be like. Visit my website at www.creatingyumminess.com and you're invited to call in to Imperfect Brilliance with your questions Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. I look forward to connecting.
A social distancing tip.
Putting distance between yourself and others is critical to slowing the spread of coronavirus. So here are ways to stay in contact without the physical contact part. Call, send a text, set up a video conference, post on social media, dedicate a song on the radio. If you have symptoms of fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part because we're all #AloneTogether. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. So grateful for your I was going to say viewership. I don't know if that's correct terminology for a radio show, but whatever the correct terminology is, I am so happy that you guys tune in and listen. And I'm sure you know, but there is a large archive of shows with all kinds of phenomenal guests and topics that you can find either at the OMTimes website, OMTimes radio website, or you can also search on iTunes and just search for Imperfect Brilliance and you'll see a ton of shows. So, Martha, we are talking today about how do you have ease with change, and any upheaval that you might have in your life. And myself included in this, there's many times where kind of the automatic response is to go to upset. And you had mentioned earlier that you have a large Latina family. And one of the things that when you said that kind of popped into my mind was how much the stereotypical, what do you call them? Soap operas, right?
Yes. Yes.
Where people that they just go from drama to drama to drama to drama, and they don't know any other way of living. And they're like, wait, well, is there something else actually that you could be creating with your life? And so I would love to have you talk a little bit about that and see what your perspective is.
Yes, thank you. Yes, and yes, it's very easy to have in the same situation 2 ways to see one thing. Actually, you can see, like I was telling you, yes, I do have a big family. So living away very far from a big family with a lot of different situations and, feel like, oh, I'm leaving everybody and I'm going to be the one that is gone. And if I don't do this or that. But at the same time, you can also, in the same context, you can be an inspiration for them. Say, hey, there are other way. There is not only just this way to do things. There is another way. There is ways to be connected, but not necessarily physically. You can be communicated energetically. You can be communicated in very different ways. So instead of embracing the drama, the situation, all the negativity, all the judgments, what if we don't judge ourselves, don't regret, don't go into that distraction that just keep you inside into this drama, and really show a different way and be the inspiration for all my family and for all the people that I met. Hey, there is a way to do things differently, and even go beyond. And now I'm the one that is more close to them somehow, but I just don't buy the drama in every single situation. Like now, Betsy, all the world is with this situation with COVID, and you can always embrace saying we cannot travel, we have problems with work, we have issues with money, or you can say, hey, what difference I can do now? What can I explore about me? What potency do you have that you haven't acknowledged? What is there that is so unique that just you can do and nobody else can do for you? So you can live the same situation, but see it with different perspectives. And I think that's a lot what it helps. When you really embrace who you are and what you do the best, then the ease comes up. But in this reality, Betsy, and you will be right with me, that people validate the hard work. Do what is, you have to do this and you have to go through it. And people say, how hard is it to live far from your family or changing countries every 3 years and have to redo your life and repack. And yes, it's not an easy, but you can always find ways. You can always ask for help. You can always have friends that support you. And you always have the possibility of meeting new people and being inspiration and expand yourself instead of, I'm leaving everybody and I'm going to be alone. And that's something that is just a point of view. It's just the way you see things and how do you interact with that and how do you embrace that feelings or emotions or thoughts or whatever, and just acknowledge, hey, I can change this in any second if I see it as a possibility or if I see it as a problem. And yes, Latinos love to see problem as a way of saying, wow, I deserve this because I worked so hard, because I had so much pain. What if we not? What if we just already laugh and see the Subapra and say, hey, but there is another way. There is another way where you can just see who you are and just choose different.
Well, there's a couple of things that popped in. Hopefully I can remember them both. But one of them was, literally, I got this visual of you might have a pair of sunglasses and then you might have a pair of reading glasses, right? And so if you're trying to see something and you put on the wrong pair of glasses, what if it's as easy as just taking off those glasses and putting on, your sunglasses when you're trying to go outside so you're not having problems with the sun? And, so wherever you actually might be perceiving that this is difficult, this is hard, what other pair of glasses could you put on that could give you maybe a different perspective or a different way to look at any of the situations?
I love it, Betsy. This is so much fun, and it's so right, because yes, we want to put everything in the same box. And yes, when you move all over the world and you change so much, or even if you don't move anywhere and just changing in your life, how much we want to do things the same way always and the same. But if you have this fun, because it can be fun changing your glasses and changing your perspectives and now play as this and now play as that, and it's all a new adventure. If you see it like that, just from the fun of it, from just playing and seeing really what else is possible with you and how much you can learn from yourself. Sometimes I'm like, what? I mean, I am doing this drama? Really? I am doing this drama? Or am I doing this when I translate? It's like, really? Am I doing that? Really? Is that me? So, be surprised, be in the fun of exploring yourself, even in the most hard and difficult moments that you think is nothing possible. What if you permit yourself surprise you and just, hey, let's play with these new glasses. I love your analogy, Betsy.
Well, and I love that question you asked, and you said it so quickly, but it's like, what can you learn from yourself?
Mm-hmm.
What a great question, because we do so many times, we go to criticize or judging or where we might be lacking. And what if we can, again, put on a different pair of glasses and look at anywhere that we might have judged and say, hey, what could I find here that isn't a judgment, and so put on a different perspective. And, so what can I learn from myself? I love that question, Martha. Love it.
Thank you, Betsy. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's true because sometimes you're amazed. I mean, when I explore, like I was telling you, the translation, I was like, when somebody told me, you have this ability, I said, do I? No, and then I just can't stop doing it. I'm just addicted to it. But also, what if you trust yourself? We were talking at the beginning of the show. If you trust yourself, if you really have your back, what are you creating that you haven't acknowledged? And sometimes you don't even think what is it that you're creating. And we talk about at the beginning also in this journey. True. At the end, my relation is changing, and I mean I am divorced and right now recently. But it's true, it's when you start asking for more, when you start opening yourself to different possibilities, when you really start having your back and knowing what is really truth for you, yes, it might change a lot of things that you thought it was not going to happen, or you were not even willing to go there. But what if you know? What if you can permit yourself, show you what really works for you? And if in the way comes things that you don't like about, or it's hard for you, or it's even something you thought you will never do, well, what if truly this is something that yourself and your body and your life is presenting to you in ways that you cannot avoid it anymore?
That's such a great question. And and there's been such a cool kind of theme that has been woven through this conversation today. So it's like trusting you to know that you've got it, like you have your own back no matter what. Even when you're judging yourself, you actually really do have your own back. And so with that piece you just talked about with the acknowledgement, then what does acknowledging because I'm sorry, like I'm not putting full sentences out here. My brain is going.
No, but it's beautiful. But it's beautiful. Yes. I'm picking it up already. Yes.
Right. So when you have that thought of like, well, what I do, you just do it, and you do it well and beautifully. And so where is it that you're not even acknowledging your amazing gifts and capacities there? And so if you start acknowledging it, would you talk, Martha, about in that acknowledgement piece, and how does that tie into having your own back and then creating ease?
Exactly. You see, you got it, my dear Betsy. I know that's why I adore you so much. You're so brilliant, and it is. That's why your show is about brilliance. Exactly. So when this comes to this change with ease. So the ease comes from acknowledgement. If you acknowledge yourself, if you really come, hey, I enjoy doing this. I'm great doing this. I mean, wow, do I really can do this? And then comes the ease. So if you acknowledge yourself from who you are, from what makes you happy, with whatever gives you joy, whatever expands you, whatever is that, whatever, if it's cooking, if it's translating, if it is, being with your kids, playing with them, whatever it is that gives you that, when you acknowledge, then the ease is very easy, literally. It comes with that. So when I acknowledge that I love creating a new life every 3 years and creating a new life, and maybe not even every 3 years, can be every day, because every single day is a different life. Today was so different from yesterday, and even more different than the day before. So when you really acknowledge that whatever is you are, when you are yourself, is pop up. So changes every 10 seconds, right? I'm sure in your show, and we can talk about huge changes. That's a little bit what I've been sharing, but can be in every single day details. We're changing. Every time we choose, we change. So if you ask the acknowledgement of you, and I know this sounds a little bit maybe so romantic, but it's about just, like being with you. It's so easy, Betsy. Since we met, we enjoy being together. We have fun together. So and that pops up the ease. So we don't have to work hard for nothing. You can always have the universe. You can have the question. You can ask, but then acknowledge yourself, and then everything comes with ease. And why not joy and glory?
Ah, wow. So if you acknowledge yourself, it might just, and you're grateful, it may just make your life easier.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And I love that you add the gratitude. I think it's one of my favorite energies in this world is the gratitude, and the gratitude of yourself, of being alive, or having a body, of the sun, of the planet, of you, Betsy, inviting me here, and just, the possibility of change every single day and be yourself and go through as tough as it is, any single situation, you have your back. You are there, and the universe has your back too.
I love that so much. And, I know that we're getting ready to take our second break here. So I'll hold this question, but I'm going to ask you so that I don't forget, is let's talk about how the universe has our back. When we come back from break, stay tuned, guys, for more.
Yay!
Connecting you with the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers, pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Thank you so much for hanging with us while we talk about ease. And what is that? What does it look like? And my guest today is Martha Castro, and we're just having such a great time talking about creating ease. I do want to let you guys know I tend to forget this piece, but also if you're looking for me or my website, it is creatingyumminess.com. And Martha and I can both be found on Facebook, also through the Access Consciousness website, and we'd be happy to have more conversations with you. And Martha has mentioned that she also is a translator. You guys, you hear how fast she talks. It's amazing. And I am absolutely, totally in awe you talk about acknowledging gifts and capacities that, you know, when people get excited in their own language, we tend to talk quickly, right? We speed up. And, you know, I know, like, for facilitating and everything, or any type of translation, you know, where you're having to take what somebody says, and then you've got to change the order of the words, you know, like some languages, you know, have very different placements of the words. So you have to sometimes wait for either, you know, the whole sentence or a thought to be finished before you can start translating it. But at the same time, you still have to hear what is still coming out of the person's mouth, because they're not stopping to wait for you, you know, when it's simultaneous translation, right? And so I am absolutely in awe, like watching you guys or seeing you, you know, we do a lot of Zooms or, you know, as well as live classes, and seeing how you guys perform, you know, this amazing task is just, I just want to really talk for a couple minutes about that phenomenal gift and capacity that you have for that kind of retention.
Thank you, Betsy. And you have to see, I'm so sorry that this is not a video, because if you see my smile comes, I mean, I'm already, it's already in my ears, my smile, like, right. Because I'm so grateful. I'm so immensely grateful that I can do this. And I'm every single class, I'm like, what? Especially translating Dane here. I'm sure you all know, the co-creator of Access Consciousness, also Gary and Simone and Brandon. But Dane is incredibly fast. And the beauty about this is about really jumping into the energy of the facilitator or that we are translating, and not going through the words, not going into the meaning of it, into the head of what this and that. It's just jumping into the energy, like being in a roller coaster that you just boom, and you're surfing. And sometimes I even hear the replays. When did he say that? No, I don't even know how the words come out. And it's just like, just jumping, and he jumps and you jump and you move your hands and they move your hands, and it's like you're really dancing with the symphony of the energy. And that is such a beauty. Realize how much we are energy. We're not taught ever to acknowledge that we are energy. So when you really tap into the energy of a facilitator, and you tap into whatever they are sharing, and you realize how much this beautiful energy is just creating that communication, is such a beauty. I'm incredibly grateful to Access, not only for the amazing tools that we got to learn and discover every single class, because every single class we have new tools and new information, but it's such a beauty, such a dance to get there, and you know, realize that we are creating a life. We are really creating a future. Whatever we're choosing today is also opening a new future every single time. So being part in that way through the translation is so beautiful. What can I say? I'm so immensely grateful for that opportunity.
Well, that is beautiful, and it's, you know, I love how consciousness has your back. So before the break, I wanted to talk about how the universe has your back and supports you, right? And then what you just talked about totally ties in with how the universe has your back, and how, so in that acknowledgement piece, the gratitude piece, and you guys can hear just even in her voice, even without seeing her, how immensely grateful she is. And so what have you seen in your life about how the gratitude permeates every piece of what it is you're creating, and how has that given you even more ease?
Oh, it's so beautiful. Thank you. It even brought some tears to my eyes, because yes, I think it's so important that people that are new or to knowing about these tools or never heard about these tools truly whatever your point of view creates your reality, and whatever you ask the universe, even if it's not with words, even just with your own energy, with whatever you're choosing, you're inviting the universe to start creating with you. And I have to say that I've been asking for a change. I was been asking for a creation, a life, a profession, an activity, whatever, because I really was willing to change the world. I was really willing to be a different person, a different meaningful, whatever it was at that time. But at some point it came access and it came the translation, and how this, I feel like the universe was really bringing me all what I was requiring for that change. And access gave me that. And access gave me all this possibility of really play with the universe. So what I'm trying to say is that we are energy. We are all connected. Who cannot say that? Who cannot say that the whole earth and all of us are connected? We are. And when everything, the vibration change and whatever we are perceiving different, it's also inviting others. So how much we can acknowledge that we are part of a universe, that we are, in a way, a universe, because we are part of that dance, that symphony of energies that are all the time changing. So just be aware that whatever you're thinking, whatever you are doing, whatever you are choosing is changing also the whole, and it's also playing with the universe, and it is part of it, and the universe is willing to support us in every single way. So just what can you ask? What can you be, so the universe can read you and in some way contribute to whatever you want to create in your life? And that's an amazing question, because sometimes we want to change, but we keep doing the same thing. So Gary Douglas said the word insanity is continue doing the same thing and willing to change. No, you have to do something. You have to choose something, right? So the universe can truly contribute and give you that it might be something completely different from what you thought, but what if that is part of what is going to create a greater life for you?
What a great question. What if that is part of creating a greater life for yourself? Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
And so with, because there's a lot of times, and not anymore, but there were a lot of times in my life where I felt very alone and I felt like I didn't matter, and so I definitely did not feel like the universe had my back.
Yes.
I don't have that anymore, but if there is anybody listening who knows somebody like that, or they might be, even if they have a moment of like feeling small and insignificant and they don't matter, or that the universe doesn't have their back, what questions or tips could you give them for a different possibility?
Well, definitely I will ask if it's the universe truly who doesn't have your back, or is yourself? How much we are sometimes through judgment. Yes. No, because we judge ourselves. So in the moment that we judge ourselves, we're not having our backs. So just one tip. If you're judging yourself, hey, what am I not, what can I change here so I can truly have my back? If you have your back, if you are there for you, whatever that means, just, hey, we can go through this. There are moments very hard. There are moments that, hey, I do so much questions. I do all what these girls and boys, facilitators tell me, and I'm still in the same place. First of all, don't judge yourself. Stop the judgment.
Yeah.
And be grateful just to be alive. Be grateful for your body. Be grateful just to be there. And just relax. Just relax and say, okay, now, with that new space of not judgment, okay, that's starting to have your back. And in that moment, the universe will be obvious for you, because the universe doesn't give up on you. Sorry. As much as you want, the universe will be there for you no matter what. But if you close the door for yourself, you might not see the universe. If you put the walls around you, it's hard to really see all the whispers that the universe has for you. So in some moment you have your back, then that walls start coming down, and hey, what else is possible, and what what little whispers of the universe you can start perceiving and start making new choices. Just maybe having some nurture for yourself, having some gratitude for yourself, just saying, hey, okay, let's do one step at a time, not judge, just don't give up, don't give in, never quit. Just one step, and one step. We don't have to solve, you don't have to be as enthusiastic as you hear me. I was in dark places. 2 days ago, I was in a dark place. This is not about, but it's just like, okay, acknowledge it. Okay, who does this belong to? And just, hey, what else can I choose now with ease? And maybe something you love to do, maybe just hear something, hear a replay of Betsy's, for sure, the shows, whatever makes you happy, and then just start changing the energy. And that moment, you start reconnecting with having your back, and why not? The universe is there because it's not gone. It's going to be there no matter what.
Well, that's so, gosh, again, there's so many pearls. And Martha, you really, really talk fast. It's amazing how much you're able to get out. I'm like thinking, wow, it's just amazing. So there's so many pearls of wisdom in what you have been dropping through this whole conversation. And so and it is key. Like, believe me, I just had some tough things going on in my life as well. And it's like, that never give up no matter what. And that's really when knowing that the universe has your back, and no matter what, you've got it. And sometimes you've got to go through what you might consider uncomfortable. And when you get on the other side of that, it's absolutely amazing, and that's where knowing you've got your own back. If you go to judgment, if you go to making yourself wrong, like, those are all the places where we can start, like, kind of trying to distract ourselves or veer off of what we would really like to create. So, and then if you do that, that's okay. There's nothing wrong. It's just like, oh, okay, I was doing this. What would I like to choose now? And just keep moving forward, you guys. And it isn't a straight line, right, Martha?
Exactly. Just one step at a time. And there's always another new choice. And if we make a mistake, okay, what else is possible? And next, and next, and next.
Right.
We don't have to regret. We don't have to be hard with ourselves.
No. And you also don't have to know what's going to happen before you make that next step.
Exactly. It's opening doors, right?
Yes. And I love this conversation. And, if you've always had a difficult life and a lot of things that have been hard, what if there was one little pearl or one little nugget today that you're like, oh, maybe I could try that. Play with it. These are all things that we have played with that we have found have made a profound difference in our lives. So that's why we love talking about them. And as Martha said, like, inspiring ourselves as well as others to, like, there's just so much more than whatever we have perceived is our limit. And like you said, the analogy of all these doors that you've closed, what if you actually could open them by choosing something different, asking questions, reaching, and all of the other wonderful things that Martha has shared with us today. So you guys, no matter where you are in your life, what could you choose now? And what would you like to add to that, Martha?
Yes, and if you just don't have any past, if you just have today, just today, with no past in your life, no one, nothing, not a job, not a situation, not a drama, nothing. If today it's your first day of your life, what will you choose with ease, joy, and glory?
I love that.
What excites you? What makes you happy? What expands you? What can you choose from this zero blank new space?
I love that. So if every day was like a new day and a new adventure, what could you choose? What a great question.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like that I'm just going to go back to it again. It's like, don't make yourself wrong. Don't judge yourself. And what if every single choice you have made has brought you to right where you are right now?
Totally. And it's a whole possibilities in front of you. If you just acknowledge yourself, what are you? What makes you so special? Continue asking that questions. Acknowledge yourself, and the ease will come. And because you are part of that ease, you are that. There is nothing you do that makes you wrong. There's no way you can be wrong. Just possibilities.
I think I'm going to tattoo that on my hand. You're never wrong. And what a great way to end the show. Melissa, thank you so much for this wonderful conversation. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Betsy. I enjoyed every single second with you. Thank you so much. And you and all your audience, thank you so much for hearing us.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. You might want to
and truly, what else is possible?
What else is possible? Have a great week. Martha, thank you again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, Betsy. Bye-bye.